Greetings, citizens, and welcome to another episode of Mars versus Venus. I am your host with the most, What's in Store with Timur. And we got a phenomenal show for you today. Great show topics, great questions, and a phenomenal cast of characters. The co-hosts. We're going to start introductions from left to right. Let's do it.
Adrian.
Matasha.
And that was quick, I tell you. Today's show is going to be based on first dates, getting to know the significant other, whether male or female. And we got a bunch of great questions, and we're just going to hop into it. Question number one. What would you do to leave an impression on a person on your first date?
Just be myself. I'm not trying to impress nobody. I just want them to get to know me as the person that I am. You're going to like me, you're going to like me. If not, then you're just not.
Nice.
I would do the very thing they least expect, but respect the most.
That's a good. Give me an example of that, Adrian.
Say, for instance, a lady is not used to a man opening doors, giving her flowers on the first date, pulling her chair out at the dinner table. I do all of that. You know what I mean? That shows that you're a gentleman. That shows that you respect her. And a lot of times females are not used to that.
True.
And so by doing that, that sets you apart from the rest of the guys and let them know that you're serious.
True indeed. I thought about this question too. I said, the question was, what would you do to leave an impression on a person on your first date? I would take them to a really nice restaurant, and then, you know, we would dish and dine. And then I would leave.
Right.
Without even paying the bill, I tell you.
Now that's excitement.
Dish and dine, you know, bring some spontaneity to the first date, have a little fun. No, we probably go to a nice restaurant and then maybe go out to Amish country and ride the horse and buggy. You know, something different.
Yeah.
Just to try to leave an impression and show her, you know, I can think outside the box a little bit.
Right.
You know. Question number two. And these are questions that we were asking the significant other, first dates, trying to get to know. Question number two. Do you usually follow your head or your heart when you're in a relationship?
In the beginning, I follow my head, because if I follow my heart, then I'm going to be all over the place, because it's not guided me well in the past. So I would say follow my head, because it's going to be paying attention to details that my heart would not.
How about you, Adrian?
Most of the time, I follow my heart, and that's got me into some rough places and some difficult situations. But, you know, I believe if you keep doing that, you might experience some pain and difficulties, man, but it'll lead you in the right path.
Yeah, I agree with that. I usually go with my heart. I just, you know, a genuine person. You know, I try to be kind to everyone until they show me something different.
Right.
You know, yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Question number three. What is your opinion about same gender relationships? Anybody can take it.
I mean, I don't personally have an opinion. If it makes you happy, then that's what makes you happy. I feel everybody is gonna like whoever they want to. I mean, I have same-sex relationships in my family, and I don't treat them any different than the opposite-sex relationships.
How about you, Adrian?
Me personally, I don't agree with them, but I don't dislike the people as well. You know, I love everybody, love them, and if that's where your heart is, I support it. Now, me, I don't agree, and I wouldn't push anybody into that. But you know, it is what it is.
True. Here's another question, and this one would get things brewing a little bit. Have you ever had a one-night stand, and if you did you regret it? There we go.
Yeah, I have. No, I don't regret it. I don't regret anything that I do, because I did it for whatever reason I wanted to at that time. So it is what it is.
Because of my religious beliefs, I'm not at liberty to discuss.
Oh, wowzers!
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, you know what? No, I've never had a one-night stand.
Wow.
Because I make a woman work for my heart.
That is awesome.
Make a woman work for my heart.
Women, do you hear this? Adrian is one hell of a gentleman, I tell you. I've had a one-night stand, and I didn't have any regrets at all. It was a phenomenal experience, I tell you. Boy, oh boy, I tell you. On to the next question. Do you guys believe in love at first sight?
I do.
Do you? Wow, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I do.
Do you? Why is that?
I've experienced it.
Love at first sight? Not lust.
No, love. Literally love at first sight. I did experience it.
Wow.
I was with that person for a long time.
So you're not with that person anymore?
No.
Then it wasn't true love then.
Well, it was. I mean, we got a child out of it. And,
Okay.
it ended up, turning bad on his end, not mine, because of
How long did it last?
7.5 years.
That was a pretty good run.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Adrian? You want to lab on it a little bit?
Yeah, I've experienced love at first sight, and it was actually like childhood, like junior high. Not so much childhood, but junior high, high school sweetheart. And we're still really good friends now. Call her, she can call me. Need anything? It's just I believe different paths in our lives and different routes we took. It kind of like separated us, which is cool. And I look at the reality of the thing is, if we're meant to be together, or anything like that, it'll happen. I look at anything if it's meant to be, the course will come back, in due time. But
True indeed.
Yeah, true love, it doesn't necessarily have to be from a romantic point of view as well. You know what I mean? It can be.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a mix of both. So.
I kind of straddle the fence on this one because I don't believe I ever met anyone that I was truly in love with at first sight. Well, I take that back. Jill Scott, Megan Good, and Eve. Those three, it was like wowzers.
Megan Good.
Oh my.
Is.
I mean, yeah.
She need to change her name to Megan Best.
Or what's better than best? Adrian?
Probably Jesus. Change her name to Megan Jesus.
Great answer, man. Here's another question, and this might let us in on the person we're dating head or anything. What is your dream job? Anybody could take it.
My dream job is owning my own restaurant, which I'm in the process of. I'm a chef already, so.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's my dream job, owning my restaurant.
What type of restaurant?
I want an Italian restaurant.
Yo, Tony, mamma mia. What about you, Adrian?
Just being a successful businessman. I want different avenues of business, of income. So long as I be successful in that, I don't have to be rich, but as long as I'm somewhat able to take care of myself, provide for other people, and to make an impact in whatever community I'm in, that's all I want.
That's a great point, man. That's kind of mine as well. And also, I'm actually doing my dream job, hosting Mars versus Venus, as well as being a great, successful businessman. I actually want to own a health and beauty store. Wow. Doing as far as like juicing.
Yeah.
As well as selling like the oils, lotions, shea butters, body butters, and soaps. I just believe in, my motto is pretty much health, wealth, and knowledge itself. And I actually, I try to live that way. And that's my dream. I want to have my own business, Yeah, so we pretty much agree on that one. Here's another question that we can ask, on the first date, trying to get to know, one another. What is your ideal vacation? Your ideal kickback, your ideal relaxation. Anybody can take it.
I guess she wants to go to a comedy club. Well, I'll take it since she's in Giggleville.
I'll tell you.
Mine is an island, man. A beautiful. Either I put it this way, two of them. Either a beautiful island or like a nice, well-rounded city that it's experienced. I don't want to have to do anything. I want to be waited on. All of that. Be there and be there with a nice companion, nice female. Wonderful thing.
Sounds phenomenal to me. I tell you. How about you, Ms. Matasha?
Yeah, I think it would be like somewhere like the Caribbean or something like that, like a cruise, a singles cruise. Yeah.
Singles cruise.
Because then you get to intermingle with like multiple people and meet different kinds of people and things of that nature. It doesn't necessarily have to be sexually involved or anything like that. Just, mingling with a bunch of single people is fun. So, because I'm always around people that are in relationships. Yeah. I'm like my only single friend. So,
So sad.
It's terrible.
Such a tragedy, I'll tell you.
It is terrible.
So you don't want to bring any sand to the beach. You said, you know what, I'm going solo for dolo, and I'm going to just
Right. Just
mingle.
hang out, kick it, drink, eat, good times. Hopefully have a real nice tan fella being my server. It'd be a good time.
People, if you're watching, Matasha is single like a dollar bill. I tell you. How about this one? You're on your date, first, second, third, fourth, fifth date. You're trying to figure out, you know, let's go to a movie. What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Casino.
Wow. Casino.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just watched it the other day again.
How about you, Adrian?
I have two, but probably one is Life.
Life.
I like Life, man. It's just I like because it's funny and it tells how even it's like a life story. Even a lot of people they get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, end up suffering consequences that necessarily weren't yours. But then it's a learning process from it as well too.
Yeah.
And then it shows that you do have some enjoyment at the end. You might not be able to enjoy it to the fullest, but you do.
Mine, I would have to say, would be Talladega Nights, and probably Talladega Nights, and probably
That's a good one, man.
I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Okay.
You know, just
like that
just for a
movie.
throwback for you.
Yeah.
A throwback for you. Here's another one before we go to break. Let's see here. If you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for? That's a doozy.
That is hard.
3 wishes.
To be not rich. I don't want to be rich. I want to be well off. You know, and stable, and then to have my restaurant. That would be my wish. I would have that. I want a bar in my restaurant too.
Nice.
Yeah.
One more. Give me one more.
For my kids to just stay healthy throughout their whole life. They don't have to live forever, but just have a decent health
Great
their
answer.
whole life.
How about you, Adrian?
Mine is similar to hers. I would like to have good health throughout my family, everybody I know. I like to be able to empower other people to do good and have self-worth. And I believe for the third wish, if I'm able to empower people on the second wish, then I'm going to have money. You know what I mean? I will
Absolutely.
be able to be well off, so pretty much.
Mine would be wealth, seeing my kids successful in anything they choose to do, and probably just, you know, vacationing and being able to see the world. Yeah, you know, just to open up your mind and, you know, for life experience, and those are my 3 wishes. But you are tuned in to Mars versus Venus. We're going to pause for the calls and pay some bills. See you in 2 and 2.
Our town, our TV. Amherst City Cable.
You make me wear my bike helmet. You taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Our town, our TV. Amherst City Cable.
We are back. You guys are tuned in to Mars versus Venus. I am your host with the most, What's in Store with T. Moore. And I got my phenomenal co-host to the left of me. We're going to start introductions from left to right.
Adrian.
And Matasha.
There it is. Before we left, we were talking about dating And these are questions that you would ask on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth date, just to try to get to know the significant other, whether male or female. And we're just gonna hop right back into it. Here's another question. And this could kind of give you a feeling of the person you're trying to get to know. What's your favorite song? Like, what song, when you hear it, it just makes you happy? Makes you want to get up and dance and, I mean, just cut a rug, I tell you.
I like a lot of music. I guess I want to say Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye is my favorite song.
Okay.
I love that song.
Okay.
It does. Every time I'm just hear it anywhere, it doesn't matter. I'd be all happy, and it takes me back to memories that I have of different people that I've been around and where I first heard the song at and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say that song.
Nice. What about you, Adrian?
Man, you know what? Mine is probably not common at all, but I'm a real big quartet head as far as like gospel music. And I love this song called He Keeps Blessing Me, and it's by an old quartet group. They're still in existence, but it's an older gentleman called it's Doc McKenzie.
Okay.
And man, that song, it's just I like, it's good riding music, especially I'm on the highway going out of town or something. It's good up tempo. I just like it.
You want to give me a verse or two?
Nah.
No?
I need my full band.
I tell you, we're going to show the vocals today, people. Mine's would be, this going to kind of throw you, but I mean, I just love it. It's Maze featuring Frankie Beverly, and it goes a little something like this. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
That'd be mine, I tell you. Let's see here. Next question. Who has been the most influential person for you so far in your life? Could be, who's had the most impact on your life?
My mother and my grandmother.
Nice.
I've seen them go through a lot of struggles with different things. My grandmother, I watched her take care of my grandfather for the last year of his life instead of throwing him into hospice care. She had him at home, slept in a recliner next to his hospital bed because they were together for so long. And that was really where I saw what love actually looked like.
Wow.
So that's always been like the standard that I've looked for in a relationship. It's probably one reason I'm single, because those relationships really don't exist anymore, seems like. And then my mom, I watched her go through a very rough marriage, and I was a kid and they divorced when I was 16, and she struggled as a single mom. Like, she had nothing, and when we left, and gave us everything that we ever needed somehow. So I always use them as an example of the way I should be a mother and the way that I should live my life. So I would have to say them.
Nice. What about you, Adrian?
My mom, I didn't come from a single parent home or anything like that. My mom and dad was married and still married, but she's just, verbatim, she's always been like the strongest person I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like my dad, he was a retired fireman, so he worked like 24-hour shifts. So she always made sure like stuff was taken care of for us, made sure my dad was held down when he was at work, make sure the household was taken care of, So nothing as deep as that. This is a beautiful story, but she's always been strong. And she's like my example of a real woman to me.
Great point. The person that probably had the most impact on my life, and you guys are going to love this, was Ike Turner.
Okay.
And I just love the way he motivated Tina. You got to be self-motivated from within first.
You guys going to love it?
No, just joking, people. The person who is actually two that had the most impact on my life is my grandfather. My grandfather, man, I mean, probably one of the best men that I ever met in my life, man. He had 23 kids. Wow. And my grandmother, 23 kids, and I seen this guy get up, go to work, and make it happen for that many kids.
Wow.
I mean, my family is huge, is insane. Some you get along with, some you don't,
Right.
I learned life from my family.
Okay.
Because it's just so huge. I got uncles and cousins that's same age as me, maybe 1 or 2, years older. And my mom. Entrepreneur, always have been. Had her own business, still has her own business in Cleveland. She's been doing hair for 30 years. I seen her get out here and grow and grind her clientele. Wow. And she gives me the inspiration to just go out and get it. Go out and, be self-efficient and, get your own. Mm-hmm. It's a dream that you definitely can achieve. It's just about staying focused, hard work, and determination. And those two have had the most impact on my life. Here's another one. This one is going to be kind of wild. What would you do without electricity for 3 days? If it wasn't any electricity anywhere that you can get to, what would you do for 3 days without electricity?
I would write. I would read by candlelight, but yeah, I write a lot.
Short stories, poems, what? Rap songs, music?
No, I write erotic stories.
Oh, wowzers.
I have some published on a website online. I have an editor and everything. Yeah.
If I'm sitting down reading a book with my significant other, and I start reading this book with my clothes on, by page 4 or 5, I might have my clothes off. Huh?
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah,
I tell you.
I mean, I've had men and women read them, and I get pretty decent feedback from it. I've had over 10,000 readers on one of my stories, so.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And congratulations as well.
But I'm a big reader. I love to read books, and nice. I haven't been able to read often because of life been so hectic and stuff like that, that I would like to actually sit down and read some books that I've seen, so that's what I would do. Okay.
How about you, Adrian?
I would not so much write, but probably read and meditate, because the course of my life, man, is hectic with owning a business and working and children. I think 3 days without electricity would give me time to actually focus back in on Adrian and read and soak in the stuff that really keeps me going and the stuff I need.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. 3 days without electricity, you're able to recharge your batteries, really just take time to yourself. Think about, the next steps. Think about, just winding down and slowing life down for a while, because it's like this for everyone, especially if you're moving and you're making things happen. So I do understand that. And I might go looting, depending on what size TV they have.
That's it.
I definitely probably go looting to a Best Buy or Walmart and go grab me a 70-inch HD LED.
Right.
I'll tell you, when that electricity comes back on, we're going to have a great game day. Here's another one. Do you believe that a long-distance relationship can work out? Say you live here and someone lives maybe Detroit, Canada. These are 2.5 hour drives. Let's say DC, let's say, somewhere close to the East Coast where it's not anything too far away.
It would depend on the person in the situation. Like, if you're somebody who, doesn't have children and like a real big life here, and you're able to travel like that, and you have the expenses to travel like that, or you can be, bring them here to where you are, then it could possibly work. But you'd have to have a lot of trust and a lot of communication with that person, because, that's like, staying with somebody who's in jail. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Because you're not with them like you want to be, because they're so far away. So I personally wouldn't be in a long distance relationship.
No?
No. I would want to be around that person.
Okay.
I beg to differ.
Go ahead.
I couldn't compare it to being with anybody in jail.
I'll tell you.
For the simple fact, when you do see that person in jail, it's only for visitation hour. Now, if you're in a long-distance relationship, you do have time where you all can spend a significant amount of time together. It might be a weekend, might be a week. But I think it depends on the dynamics of the relationship and the trust level. Like, I wouldn't have a long-distance relationship with someone that either I've cheated or they've cheated previously, because that's just you always have that in the back of your mind. Now, if you all started out at a fresh relationship, and maybe it started out as long distance, I think maybe that could work out because you're going into it knowing. Or another problem you would run into if you all lived in the same area, then it became a long distance relationship because you're used to that person being there. Mm-hmm. Now that person's not there, and the reality is you're used to being around someone often, and so if you're long distance, you're going to probably going to find somebody else to be around often again, you know?
True.
And that's just reality. So I think it's possible, but it all depends on the individuals and the dynamics of the relationship.
Great point. We got to pause for the calls and, pay some bills if you will. Oh, wowzers, wait a minute. Retract that. Any parting shots before we get out of here?
No, I'm good.
Anything?
No, I'm good.
Well, this has been another great episode of Mars versus Venus. People always remember this. It gets late early and come back. We'll see you next week. Peace.